Mars and Uranus aspect. And to know if you have Mars and Uranus aspect in your horoscope, you can go to my birth chart calculator, for which I'm putting a link at AstroLada.com here. Just enter. If you don't need to know your time of birth, it's okay. Write any time if you don't know it. And the rest of the details. And go to the planetary detail table like I'm showing you here and write to me on YouTube the degree and the sign of your Mars and the degree and your sign of your Uranus. And I will tell you whether you have the easy or the hard aspect. The easy aspect, everything I say in the following video, if you have the easy aspect, which is the trine or the sextile, all this, even though you might meet some of the more difficult manifestations of Uranus Mars, they will always seem to play out well at the end. You'll be able to overcome the difficult manifestations much faster. It's almost like you've learned those lessons of Mars Uranus in a past life, and now you're here to help others with the difficult positions. You overcome and you deal with such issues of Mars Uranus much more gracefully. But people who have the hard aspect, like the conjunction when the two planets are in the same sign, the opposition in opposing sign, or the square, 3-4 signs from each other, these people will definitely feel the Uranus Mars aspect. It will be much more in your face. It will be much more strongly expressed in their character, and it might even it will be more difficult to overcome the negative aspects of this combination. So let's see what Mars Uranus does together when they are in aspect. Well, Mars is the planet of energy, and Uranus is the planet of electricity. It's very energetic. It's even higher level energy than Mars. Mars is the physical energy. And actions, Uranus is like a higher level energy, like electrical energy, you know. So when these two combine, what happens? Like an electric shortcut, you know. Such people like especially the closer the aspect is, within 3-4 degrees, these people are full of energy. They're like an energetic ball. They're like, the nervous system, which is Mars, is highly strung out. They're like constantly doing something. They're constantly in action from one activity to another. Their energy might not be consistent though, because Uranus is like electricity, up and down, up and down. So they might come in fits, you know, in fits of energy. Very active and then slow down, and very active and then slow down. And there is usually this trend of hyperactivity. Look at, for example, Steve Martin. He has a close conjunction. Look at Robin Williams. He has a close conjunction. There is a bit of a manic energy and quality about them. You see, like, it's not so obvious in everyone, but a very typical example is Robin Williams, this manic energy, this aha, and Steve, Steve Martin, you know, another comedian. Also, another comedian with this position is Ricky Gervais. He plays in The Office. He has a little bit of this nervous, you know, edgy energy, always trying to do something, always trying to be involved in everything. But the nervous system tends to be quite sensitive, so they have to be careful because it might later suffer from overexhaustion. Like, for instance, Michael J. Fox has Mars and Uranus, and now he has like a problem of the nervous system, you know, this. I forgot the name of the illness itself, but you can see how it can play out in extreme cases. And also in his movies, if you notice, Michael J. Fox has this nervous energy as well, this active, hyperactive energy around him. And energy, as I said, can come and go in fits. And these people tend to be very impatient. They can't wait. Mars is action, and Uranus is like the speed of light. It moves at the speed of light. So see, these people, they want something, they want it now, and it can create a lot of impulsiveness in those people, and sometimes they are known, especially the hard aspects, for certain addictions, because Mars is the hunger we feel. Something, you see it, you want to go act for it right now. And Uranus, when it's with Mars, becomes even more reckless. The person becomes like a daredevil. They're not afraid what the consequences are going to be. They just want the reward now, and they go for it. You know, it makes you even more impatient. So, for instance, Robert Downey Jr. has this combination, you know, in conjunction. And Johnny Depp has this combination in conjunction. Johnny Depp also is known to have had certain, addictions with drugs as well. But also it can create, this impatience. And I live with, my father has this combination, and I've seen it all my life, this impatience. They want something, and they can even burst out in angry outbursts of rage, like everything is fine, everything is well, and all of a sudden they shout and they get angry because people don't do the things they want as fast as they want, or people, sometimes you have to intuit what they want because they're thinking so quickly, and what they want, they're so impatient for it. It doesn't always play out in anger issues, but if, for example, there is no help like mitigating planets, for example, Venus is not strong in the horoscope to make the person more tactful and delicate, and or if Mars and Uranus, then Mars and Uranus can play out as someone who bursts out and who gets anger problems, and they're not patient. They're not gonna wait, and then burst out. They burst out very quickly. My husband also has this. So he flares up at the snap of the fingers, which is quite stressful to live around such people unless they have a strong Venus there, somehow in the horoscope to make them more tactful, delicate. On Neptune. Gordon Ramsay has this combination. Come on. You can see he can get angry at the drop of the pin. You have to do what he wants now. This impatience, you can feel it. And there is always, Mars is the planet of your will, like what you want to do. And Uranus is the extremely planet of, I want to do what I want to do. Uranus does not want to be told what to do. Both these planets have quite similar energy. When they're together, they make a bit of a rebel. They make a bit of someone who tells you, like, I'll do what I want. I'll do drugs. I'll do this. I'll drive cars fast. I will do crazy sex. Mars is the planet of sex as well. And usually when these people are younger, they tend to get themselves in trouble. That's why it's known as the daredevil combination, Look, Robert Downey Jr., Johnny Depp as well. And but later, the older they get, the more mature they become. They learn how to control this energy more. Usually exercise and martial arts or some vigorous exercise and physical activity helps them a lot channel this energy in the right way. So please, if you have this combination, the hard one in particular, the square, the conjunction, the opposition, the easy one, the trines and the sextiles, these people, they can manage that energy. They just have a lot of energy as well, but they put it in productive things. While the people, if you have a child, if you are someone with this combination, go and work out. This is how you'll go get steam off. Do some martial arts. People with this combination are very good with martial arts, like Lucy Liu has this combination, for example. Chuck Norris has this combination. Arnold Schwarzenegger has this combination. Clint Eastwood has this combination. You see, there's like this energy of daredevils around them. They can do everything, and they'll do whatever they want. You don't tell me what to do. And they can be a bit like a clash and power struggles with authority. But only, especially when they're younger, because they don't like to be told what to do. They usually want to follow their own path, and they don't like so much to be in the routine jobs where you have to repeat every day something the same over and over, unless, of course, they have some other outlet of this energy. They usually they're very good for careers which require immediate action. For example, some critical situations where they need immediate decisions and acting on these decisions, like emergency somehow. Firefighters are known to have such combinations. And Formula One drivers. Almost every Formula One driver that I've looked at their chart has a Mars-Uranus combination. You see again the daredevil combination. Because they like excitement, they thrive on speed, they thrive on, the highly strong energies of Mars and Uranus together. They thrive on excitement, on sometimes even craziness, So they'll be looking for such crazy expressions, and they can take quick actions in kind of, stressful situations or extreme situations, like when you're driving Formula One, you need to have very quick reactions, which is Mars. In a crisis situations, you react fast, and Uranus gives you this ability to react very fast. My partner and my dad drive like maniacs, but I've learned to trust them because their reactions are super good, And my partner takes me to kartings all the time, or just Formula One all the time, all these things, you know. Thankfully, he's not into martial arts, but he works out a lot, so some of this tension, you know, is released. And they can be quite good with knives, they can be quite good with sharp objects as well. The easy aspects, the hard aspect, they can be very good and fascinated with anything which is metal, hard, sharp, extreme, but they might suffer more accidents because it's the hard aspect, because they're a bit more reckless. They act before they think, you know. For example, it's very often known for people who cut themselves, who hurt themselves, who get into car accidents, who... Frida Kahlo has the hard aspect conjunction and in her 6th house of illness. So all her life she suffered from acute, you know, she had a big crash, I think a bus, accident with a bus, and she suffered after that for this. But she still had so much energy to do so many things, you know. She was never put down. These people, they cannot be put down. They cannot contain themselves. They need to do something. They need to be active, or they'll find something wrong to do, you know, like devil finds work for idle thumbs is very appropriate for them. So these people from very young, their energy has to be channelized in productive actions, in, you know, having a very busy regime, working out, being physical active, the stimulation of their mind, of their, you know, otherwise they can go use this energy for wrong things. God gives you, when they gives you Mars, Uranus gives you a lot of energy, what you use it for. And usually the sexual energy of those people is abundant. Mars is sexual energy. And they can, in sex often, because both planets are very fast, when they're younger, they might have premature ejaculation. They can come pretty fast as well, but they can learn to manage it with age. And they can be willing to experiment in sex. They can be, you know, they're not like sexual maniacs in any way. They're not like people who like some kinky, dirty stuff, you know, seething dark from their emotional child. No, they're just like, okay, yeah, let's stand on my head and try it. Or let's try this totally new sex act, which is called carezza, or maybe sex act without coming, or they're willing to experiment with sex. They're very open-minded there, because Uranus is looking for truth, is looking for the truth, particularly in expressions of Mars, which is sex, which is energy, you know. So they're willing to find it through experimenting in sex. I think Sasha Grey, a porn actress, has this combination, but that's kind of an extreme, you know, extreme expression of this energy. You know, so it doesn't have to go that far. And Mars is the planet, Mars-Uranus people, when they have it together, they usually are very good or very fascinated, and they have like, you know, engineering skills, because Mars is the planet of logic, of engineering, of sharp objects. And I was talking that they get accidents, so they have to be careful with sharp objects, with fire. Firefighters have this combination as well, but people who also can suffer in fire in some way, they have to be careful, check always the appliances at home. People also that get in car crash, hurt themselves, cut themselves somehow. And electricity problems. Uranus is electricity. Usually, especially in the hard aspect, these people can have a lot of machinery or electrical devices cut off on them, because it's like almost too much their energy. The electricity in the person is very strong, and electricity in the machine or whatever appliances, and they kind of short circuit together. I've seen like their laptops break, or their cars or something, machines around them, lamps burst. You know, electricity cuts off, because I live with a Mars-Uranus person. When he's around, the electricity cuts off all the time. You know, we have to change what's that called? When I'm here, it's not a problem, you know. But when he comes, it's like sparks. So they have to be, you know, careful with electricity and such things. And they can be very good and very fascinated. I've seen some amazing engineers with Uranus-Mars combinations, also the hard aspect, and inventors, because Mars is engineering, machines, anything metal that you work with, anything which follows logic to put it together. And Uranus is the planet of sudden insight. It's the planet which connects you to higher realms of inspiration, in the sense of seeing something in a flash. And inventors, usually they get the inventions in a flash. They need to know about Mars. But when they're connected to Uranus as well, they get like whole whole ideas of ingenuity in regards to kind of inventions, scientific discoveries as well. Louis Pasteur, who was a medical, who discovered vaccinations, such kind of a geniuses who discover new things, who invent new systems. They have Uranus Mars. My father has Uranus Mars, and he was an inventor. He patented many. He was engineer, inventor. And patented many discoveries, engineering ones. And they can usually often try their hands on DIY at home or to fix machineries. It doesn't mean they're always successful at it, but they'll try, they'll open, the TV is broken or something, they'll look at it, because this is something that I've noticed with Mars and Uranus combinations. Fixing appliances, they kind of have intuitive rapport with machines, even though the machines might cut off on them sometimes. And these inventor skills, they're very good inventors, and they have great ability to get themselves out of difficult situations and crisis situations with ingenuity, because Mars is our flight and fight response. When we're pressed at the corner, when something difficult and scary is happening, or difficult crisis situation, and when it's with Uranus, Uranus gives you this flash of the moment ideas how to get out of them. That's why it's very good for drivers, like Formula 1 drivers. They get themselves in a hard spot and they quickly know what to do, or people in emergency, or firefighters, or such people in more extreme situations, people working with machinery where every second matters them. And or fitness instructors as well, because Mars is physical energy and Uranus is very good to motivate people, to kind of inspire them, to push them to go and do things. They can be even pushy sometimes. I've lived with two men all my life, my father and my husband now, both with this combination. If something's wrong, which is like Mars, something breaks down, or like I've put on weight, or I've gotten drunk or done something wrong, they immediately try to sort me out. They immediately try to fix it on the moment. No, you have to do this now, yeah? You have to start working out now. You have to, immediately my partner would go buy me all these juicing machines so I can start a diet now. Sounds like a dick, but he's not really. And my dad would say, come on, let's go ride bicycles, let's do something, or when I used to drink a bit more, you have to go to AA immediately to have to fix the problem sometime. And these people, if you need someone who has to push others to do something, to get off their ass, to push them and inspire them to do action, which is Mars, find such a person, even though it might be a little bit forceful what they use. If you want to do it in a more gentle way, find the gentle Uranus-Mars aspects, the trine, the sextile. They'll do it more through inspiration. If someone doesn't understand from an inspiration, and it has to be slapped in the face and pushed to do something, then get the hard aspect, Mars-Pluto. They're so kind of extreme and stubborn, they don't give up on this. And that's why they're good fitness instructors, I think. And also they're very good when you have to fight for some freedom, because Mars is fighting, is the planet of fight, it's the god of war. And Uranus is the planet of freedom and authenticity and equality. So these people will fight for humanitarian causes. My dad was a trade unionist as well. He was a politician, revolutionary, going all the time on strikes, going all the time, like organizing, putting down governments and organizing big groups of people to protest. These people are very often, especially the hard aspect and the easy aspect, they'll do it in a more gentle, subtle way, not so much in your face. But the gentle, these aspect, Mars, Uranus, they would go and do actions for bringing freedom, for bringing rights to others, for humanitarian social causes, for political causes. My partner, my husband right now, he's very much involved. He wants to be in politics one day, so who knows? He'll probably go and fight for this. And, okay, let's see what else. And usually, freedom fighters, revolutionaries, they want change and they want action now, So these people are the ones that can bring change and actions that can be put in hard situations. Look at Gordon Ramsay, energy around them is very stressful, but they can usually make a lot with this energy if they decide to use it for good, but they can wreak a lot of havoc as well with this energy. Let's see. Okay, have we told everything? So thrives on excitement and danger, prefers to work without routine, looking for sudden outbursts of anger, I think that's about it. Also, Mars is the planet of the nervous system, so we talk that people have to be careful there. Fighting for... Yes, so I think we mentioned everything with Mars. Uranus aspects that people have is very interesting combination. Make sure you find an outlet, whether humanitarian to fight for something, or a martial arts, or some kind of a physical activity, or even some kind of an engineering hobby for yourself. So otherwise this can come out like a lot of anger and a lot of stress in a person's life and affect the nervous system. But otherwise these people can be such amazing bringers of change, such amazing bringers of new things, of inventions, of new energy, of fresh ideas, and not only they can implement those fresh ideas, because Mars is the planet of action. Even if they take someone else's idea, they can, with the forcefulness of Mars and Uranus, they can implement these new ideas and, create even a new order. So thank you very much.